driven to share with you some of my thoughts on the metaphysical aspects of this interesting situation the world finds itself in, with a virus and pneumonia. And in times like this, I'm personally finding that it's important for me to stand by my whole life I've had around healing and natural healing and my spiritual path. It would be pointless to have spent 45 years following these wonderful traditions of natural health and spirituality, and then when a crisis comes like this, that it all just dissolves and deconstructs, and everything dissolves to panic. So, and I realise when you're calm in a crisis, sometimes it can be unnerving for people, especially if they're feeling that fear, which is a lot of what's going on at the moment. So I thought I'd just share some of the normal kind of stuff that a lot of people would do who are into natural health and natural healing and understand the way energy is at the basis of all this, okay, infinite energy. So I thought I'd start by referring to this wonderful little gem of a book written by Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Body, or Heal Your Body. And Louise Hay did a lot of wonderful, fantastic work, as you probably know, in her lifetime, based on the work of Ernest Holmes, and the science of the mind and the body and the thought. Okay, the way we think is so critical to our health. What thoughts we let dominate our minds are so critical. But let me just give you these wonderful quotes. So I looked up what Louise Hay would say are the metaphysical relationship to viral infections, okay, and our thought processes. And what it says in the little blue book is that for viral infections, it can be related to, on a thought process, to a lack of joy flowing through life, okay? So obviously you can look at Louise Hay's work and go, I can't relate to that. Have I got a lack of joy flowing through my life every time I have a virus? Who knows? Only you will know, because only you know what's really going on deep inside, and sometimes we don't know what's going on unconsciously. That's why it's unconscious, but it comes out and it lets us know. The body always lets us know where we are with any imbalance that we suffer within our health. And the affirmation to counteract feelings of lack of joy from Louise Hay would be, I lovingly allow joy to flow freely in my life. I love me. And that last I love me, for me personally, is so important. As you know, I'm very passionate about the path to self-love, the path of acceptance, liking ourselves, loving ourselves enough to nurture ourselves, mind, body, mentally, emotionally and spiritually, the whole package. So that's about viral infections. Lack of joy flowing through your life, and the affirmation is, I lovingly allow joy to flow freely in my life. I love me. Now, I know it's difficult in these times to access joy, but it would really help if you spent a few moments of the day, every time you feel a panic or fear arise, just to go, okay, remember a time when I felt joyful. Let me just get that energy of joy flowing through my body. Because as I posted a week or so ago, the word anicca is the Buddhist principle of impermanence. Everything rises to fall away. Everything rises to pass away. The sun rose this morning. It will pass away this evening. It will rise again. It will pass again. So this whole idea of anicca and the law of impermanence, things arise to pass away. You know what joy feels like. So give yourself a joy boost. Just immerse yourself in a feeling or a memory or a person or a joke, and get that joy up in your life, especially when you're feeling maybe a little discombobulated. And then what I did, I looked at pneumonia in Louise Hay's lovely little blue book that has been my wonderful companion for many, many a year, 30 odd years. And pneumonia, the thought processes that relate and correlate to pneumonia, according to Louise Hay and Ernest Holmes, is feeling desperate, tired of life, emotional wounds that aren't allowed to heal. I'm going to say that again. So pneumonia on a metaphysical level, according to Louise Hay and Ernest Holmes, and I'm sure you could look at other metaphysical Ayurvedic gems online. Pneumonia relates to feeling desperate, to feeling tired of life, and maybe having emotional wounds that aren't being allowed to heal. Okay. And the most important thing is, okay, what is the affirmation to counterbalance that and to flood the cells in the body with a different kind of energy? This is what is so important. And the affirmation for pneumonia is, I freely take in divine ideas that are filled with the breath and intelligence of life. This is a new moment. Now, I think that's beautiful, and I think it's so apt. So I'm going to say it again. And these are affirmations that you can do and take and do every single day. Do it when you wake up, do it at lunchtime, do it in the evening, because the other energy, the energy that isn't so useful at the moment, is really kind of cranking up. And this is why it's so important to keep your own energy in a state of, balance. If nothing else, balance. So the affirmation, the counterbalance to the mnemonic thoughts, the pneumonia thoughts, is, I freely take in divine ideas. Now just think about that. What is a divine idea? Well, there's so many of them. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. So I freely take in divine ideas that are filled with the breath and intelligence of life. This is a new moment, okay? Very, very important, hugely important. So just those two affirmations from Louise Hay I wanted to share with you. And I want to share some other things with you about, for me, the root of natural health and this being on a spiritual path when in moments like these. And something I'm finding quite interesting, I know it's online from people who specialise in it, but I'm finding it really quite interesting that the government and people that like news or people that are in the mainstream media aren't really giving a lot of dietary advice or natural advice. The normal things like ramp up your vitamin C, ramp up your vitamin D. I mean, hopefully you've heard it. I read somewhere how the virus doesn't react well to copper. Make sure you're eating foods high in copper. Make sure you get your vitamin K with your vitamin D. Get out in the sunlight if you are in a place where there is sunlight. Water, breath, do some deep breathing. Sit and do that, breathe in for 6, hold the breath for 6, breathe out for 6. Just while you're looking at something beautiful, a lovely image, or go out into your garden if you have one, look out of the window, or just look at a crystal, or look at something that you own that you really love, okay? So dietary advice is really important, and the water, very much so. Water with lemon in it, lemon water, just very simple, classic, normal things that people would do, and ramping up, the diet and making sure people are stocked up in order to have their immune systems boosted, okay? And some of the other things that I wanted to say, I mean, while I was meditating on this morning before I did this video, I wanted to kind of go, okay, what's going to be helpful for people to hear right now in the mode that I believe in. And one of the things that was shown to me was a wonderful kind of, so I was kind of thinking about all the wonderful astral beings, and got shown millions of astral beings around the planet, you know, kind of shining and radiating a golden light onto Earth. Millions of astral beings, beautiful light beings, golden beings, blue light beings, lilac light beings, and millions of them around the planet, just kind of putting their love and energy onto the planet. And I think it's really important, again, in times like this, to know there is something else out there. There isn't just the one thing. It's not tunnel vision. When you widen your vision and you feel the love, like I know a lot of people are sensing the love and feeling the love. And on a metaphysical level, again, the astral planes and the astral beings who are so full of love for the planet and everyone, and wanting us to really kind of have this boost of understanding, if nothing else, you know, understand what's going on here. What is this virus here for? What's it here for?